All right, guys. So for those who just jumped on, who may have not gotten the email or may have not seen the Facebook post or any of the other 1,000 places I post stuff all day long, remember, if you're interested in using the My Fitness Pal app, go ahead and download that to your phone because we're going to talk about that today on this session. And it's a great way to track your success that you're having, and it's a free app. They have things in there that you can pay for, but I've had that app since 2012, guys, and I never paid for the premium. So you don't need to pay for the premium. So there's going to be some things in there they're going to offer you, like, hey, if you wanted to do this, you can do it with the premium. And I mean, if it's something that fits you and you want to do it, obviously you're grown, you do what you want to do. But I'm just telling you, you definitely don't need the premium app. You can just take the free one that they use. And I'll surf it a little bit here today so that you guys will kind of see some different things that you can do with it, and maybe it'll encourage you to use it, because you can't grow or increase or decrease in something that you do not track. So just keep that in mind as you're building yourself to a certain point when it comes to health. And that's what this book is about. This book is not for people who are super advanced in all this help. You know what I mean? If you that far ahead, then you don't need to be listening to me. I try to keep stuff simple for people who are looking for, what I mean? That's why my leadership book is Simple Guide to Leadership. I've got another book that I'm writing now on leadership that's a little bit more in depth than a Simple Guide to Leadership. But the good thing about the Simple Guide to Leadership is it's like 30 some odd pages of leadership, and it's not so overwhelming that a person doesn't want to read it, Develop a Mindset for Success, the book that I wrote about 4 months ago, something like that. That, again, less than 40 pages, real simple things. There's way more complicated things when it comes to mindset. But I would tell you that people want to start, you want to start like with simple things first. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing when you're working out. When I start working with a person that wants to do things about their health, with their health, it's always at first, hey, look, just if you're not willing to come to the gym 3 or 4 days a week right now, if you don't feel like you're the kind of person that can make it there that much, then at least come to the gym and just go to the treadmill, go to the elliptical, get on a machine where it's not complicated. You're just getting on something, because what I want to create is the habit of you coming to the gym, right? The habit of you going to work out. Don't work out in your house unless you have to. Like if you because of COVID, if you need to work out at home, I get it. It's COVID, you don't want to go somewhere and work out. That's a different circumstance. But it's very easy to make your workout so light that it's not even being helpful when there's nobody around to guide you. So if you've got the mirror, if you're doing some online Zoom training or something like that, then you do have somebody guiding you. There's an instructor that you're working with, so that's different. I'm talking about the people who just got weights in the corner and they just doing 30-minute workouts in their living room listening to music. You don't have anybody guiding you. You're not watching other people in the gym workout to see, oh, maybe I should be doing this workout, and you'll find out that workout, not to beat up Jane Fonda. I always use this as a joke. I say Jane Fonda workout, but it's not because Jane Fonda didn't know how to work out, but it's just because her workout was more or less just an aerobic workout. You know what I mean? And if you're looking to really burn calories or gain muscle or whatever the case may be, you may want to look at some resistance workouts and things like that, resistance bands and using machines. And you'll have some people that have different arguments. I've got personal trainers that I know that'll say, well, I'll like my clients to use machines because it's better to the free lift, just weights. And I understand that point of view, but the way you create form is with a machine. So a person that gets on a bench press, like gets on just a bench with a bar and benches on a bar, if you don't know how to the form to bench pressing, you're gonna do it wrong. If you use the machine first and learn how to do it correctly, then when you do free weights, you know how to actually do them. Does that make sense? So it's always good to start with machines and then move into free weights if that's what you choose to do, because free weights do work more muscles because it's free weights. But if you're not doing the form correctly, you're going to either hurt yourself or not get the fullness out of the exercise because you're not doing it correctly. So just keep those kind of things in mind. Now, I know that's not part of what you're seeing on the screen. It's just, I always just have my other little things that I talk about because they may be important. So for those that are listening to this as a recording, bottom right hand side of your screen, you can hit the subscribe button. Ask you guys to subscribe to the channel. Of course, we're looking to build our YouTube channel up. We're also on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Clubhouse and LinkedIn and all those other places as well. So you can follow us on those different platforms. I'm going to start doing some talks on Clubhouse. I've got so many things that I'm doing right now. I just don't want to add that to what I'm already doing. I'm working on right now, getting the leadership training set up as well for tomorrow, not tomorrow, but for in February to start on Thursdays, because I'll be doing a Monday night, a Wednesday night, and Thursday night. So I'm trying to get all of that stuff structured first. But I will be doing some Clubhouse things where I'll set up some Clubhouses where I'll just be talking on those, obviously, for maybe like 30 minutes on different subjects: mindset, branding, leadership, some of the same things I do these Zooms on, but just in a different platform, obviously, because Clubhouse is new. So I will be doing that because some people don't want to use Zoom, and some people it's easier for them to see that Clubhouse and click it and be doing something else and just listening, whether they're driving or on their break at work, or maybe you're at work and you have something in your ear, you can listen to it in the middle of the day. So we know it's so much negative going on out here all the time that whenever you can get a dose of positive throughout your day, it's always good to be able to do that, even if you could just throw an earbud in and listen to it. So for those that missed part one, you can go to the YouTube channel and you can look at part one. When everyone is up there, is posted. Remember, I've got my YouTube channel categorized in playlists, so it's not confusing. If you go to my YouTube channel, you get there and scroll down, you'll see playlists. You'll see Wednesday night trainings. You'll see every different subject, like the last 9 trainings that we did. Not last week's, because that was the first part of this one, but before last week, the week before last, we did 9 parts, a 9-part training. And that 9-part training is categorized on the playlist. So the name of that training is there, Mindset Matters, and it's got part 1 through 9. So if you click that playlist, all 9 of those that go to that training series are all together. So you don't have to worry about that. If you're saying, hey, look, I want to get the selling strategies for CDLP information, those trainings are all together. All the CDLP things are all together. So whatever it is that you want to get, you just go there and grab it and listen to them. That way you can pause and take notes and do whatever you need to be doing. So last week, we pretty much stopped off. We talked about a little bit about portion control, but we didn't really get into the different salad dressings and things like that, because what I'll tell you is salad can be a healthy meal depending on what you put in it, because of course, obviously, you can make salads all different kinds of ways, and sometimes we load salads up so much with so much stuff that it's still bad for us. And it depends on, health is so funny because it depends on what you're looking for in health. It depends on whether you're a woman, it depends on whether you're a man, it depends on whether you're overweight, whether you're underweight. It also depends on things like whether you're Black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, whether you're Hispanic, because different people, like, so as an African-American male, my diet consists of a very low sodium intake. You know what I mean? Or somebody else may not be that concerned about sodium, but as an African-American male, I always make sure I track my sodium. And when we go to the MyFitnessPal website, you'll see that I had that as one of my categories to track. I always track my sodium. And sodium can sneak up in some really dangerous places, especially foods that say that they're really healthy, but they'll have high sodium because that food company may feel like high sodium is not unhealthy. Does that make sense? So salads can sneak up on you on certain things. People will put things in salads that will turn them into high sodium. Like these dressings that you guys see here, I literally, and I know this sounds cheesy, right? I'll literally take dressing to the restaurant. I take dressing to the restaurant, because if I say I want a chef salad, they're gonna give me a chef salad. Well, I know that the kale or the spinach, and I always get my lettuce replaced with spinach or kale. And it's normally an upcharge, but for me, it's healthier. So if I'm ordering a chef salad, I'll say, hey, can you have the chef replace the lettuce with kale or spinach? Because I don't like lettuce because it doesn't have any nutrient value. So it's like, it doesn't hold any value or anything for me. So I don't like to eat it, whether it's iceberg lettuce or whatever fancy name of lettuce you want to come up with. I'm not really interested. For me, it needs to be kale or arugula or spinach. Those are the kind of the things that I like for my greens in a salad. So I get my salad changed that way, and I always bring my own dressing with me just to make sure that I had the dressing, that I'm familiar with the caloric intake. I'm familiar with the sodium, amount of sodium that's in there. So I know what I'm getting, and I can feel like I'm really eating a healthy deal. So you'll see on these dressings, some are higher calories than others. And then I put a little bit of information on them each below after I put the caloric intake, because again, One thing may be important for you and not for me. So you may decide that you want the honey Dijon G Hughes sugar-free dressing because you're saying, I can afford the extra calories because I'm way under, you know what I mean? But I don't want the sugar. I don't want any sugar. So you may take the G Hughes sugar-free. It depends on. Like a lot of times I use the Skinny Girl, right? And, you know, and I use the Skinny Girl dressing because the Skinny Girl dressing is only 10 calories a serving. And it's good, right? And it's got a little, it's got a little of other things in it that I can afford to have versus the calories. Like I'm really big on caloric intake. I'm really big on sodium. And I'm really big on no sugar added. I can do natural sugar, but sugar added, I try to stay away from totally. Because it's just, you know, it's a processed thing, and I don't like processed food for 1,000 different reasons. I'm not gonna go into that right now because it's not part of today's lesson, but processed foods are just totally, man, most of you guys, just the fact that you're on a training about health, you probably know that processed foods just aren't good. So I try to stay away from processed foods. So you see here it says, well, I mentioned last week about getting, when you buy a dinner plate set, your snack plates that you have in the counter, this really works. If you take your, hold on, let me cut this other light on. Sorry, guys. So if you literally go to eat dinner and take the snack plate that's in your cabinets and squeeze your dinner on that snack plate, just so don't put as much food because it's not big enough. When you do that, you will eat less. Because really you're eating the plate full of food because your eyes see the plate full of food. So your stomach is kind of ready for that. Does that make sense? So when you have a little snack plate and you put less food on there, your eyes are basically seeing what that is. And your eyes are saying, okay, that's dinner. And it's cool with that. Your eyes are cool with that. Your stomach is cool with it. But when you get a plate full of food and you stack it up, you kind of tell yourself you have to eat it. And then you eat it. And you got to learn. The reason why I started moving into some health things too is because that's all mindset too. And you guys know that. You got to trick your brain. That's why I tell people, stay away from the high fructose corn syrup. Stay away from that stuff because all it does is make you eat more, right? It makes you want more. Like you end up taking in another 100, 150, 200 calories a day because you ate something that makes you want to eat more. Like don't eat anything that's gonna make you want to eat more. Eat things that's gonna satiate you or fill you up so that you eat less. And you want it to be healthy. So that dinner plate trick, you're tricking your brain because it's a mindset. The bigger the plate of food, the more you eat. The smaller the plate of food, less you eat. That's why I love going to restaurants where you can get the lunch portion when it's dinner time. Some restaurants will still let you buy the lunch portion when it's dinner time. And I'll do that because if I buy a salad and I say, right, a salad, a lot of times I'll say, let me get a side salad. Why? Because I can eat a side salad and I'll be just fine because I'm a snacker. I don't need this big plate full of salad because I'm going to eat it all just because it's all there. So it's better to just, control what you eat by putting less in front of you. And it's easier for me because I live by myself, right? So a lot of tricks I can do because once I leave the grocery store, see, like some of y'all spiders all day long. You open up your cabinets because you might got a spouse or kids that eat junk food every time. All day it's a struggle. With me, my struggle is about an hour long while I'm in the grocery store. When I get out that grocery store, my struggle is over with because if I didn't buy it, I can't eat it, right? There's no way I can eat something that I didn't bring home. So I don't ever have to worry about being home and going into my cabinet and saying, oh, I got to stay away from these donuts. I don't buy donuts because I know that if I buy them, I'm going to eat them. So I just don't buy them. So it is a little bit easier for me to do that. And if you guys can agree, go to that chat box and let me know, how you feel about that. But that's pretty much, guys, where it's at. So you want to be careful when it comes to that stuff. So give me 1 second. Let me move this. It's so much more stuff on my screen than it is on y'all screen. I'm be trying to move stuff over while I'm talking to y'all. So the Odang plant-based hummus dressing, guys, most of the stuff that I'm telling you guys about, you don't have to go to any fancy store. I've got Whole Foods here. I got all these fancy stores here. If you have them and you want to go to them and get other things, get whatever you choose. I try to keep myself general because I don't know where people are at that I'm talking to. This Odang, this healthy choice power dressing, the G Hughes, Walmart, Sam's Club, Publix. If you got Publix in where your area, I'm not sure about Winn-Dixie. I don't really go to Winn-Dixie too much. Target. If you go to Target, you can go to Target and get it, right? And Target, for those that don't know what Target means. So, so they sell them at those different places. And I'll go at some point. I'm going to talk to you guys about coffee creamer too in one of these lessons. I don't know which one, because I'm a big coffee drinker, but my coffee creamer is like 15 calories. And it's coconut milk, and so if you drink 3 cups of coffee a day, right? If you say, look, I drink 3 cups a day and I put like extra creamer in my coffee, right? The coffee is five calories. If you put double the creamer in your coffee, that's 30 calories. That's 35 a cup. So at the end of the day, if you drink 3 cups of coffee a day, that's 105 calories with 3 cups of coffee. You're still not, you're not killing yourself. And my creamer's got like 2 grams of sugar. So you're talking about 6 grams of sugar for coffee all day. And I do drink about 3 cups of coffee a day. So, I mean, you may only drink 1. You may be a tea drinker. I'm just giving you guys an idea that you can turn some of your habits healthy. You don't have to necessarily get rid of them. So these salad dressings are going to be really good for you. The Odang, they've got the roasted red pepper. They've got the Greek tzatziki. They've got a couple of other ones. It depends on what store you go to, which ones they'll carry. Sometimes they'll carry more than just those 2. So they do have other ones other than the 2 that I have up there. Healthy choice power dressing. I've got the creamy Italian one up there. They've got about 5 or 6 different flavors in that dressing brand. You see, it's only 30 calories there. The G Hughes sugar-free dressing. They got sweet vinaigrette. They got honey Dijon. They've got other ones other than the ones I have there. Same thing with Skinny Girl. 10 calories, right? They got honey Dijon, poppy seed, and they got some other ones. They've got vinaigrette and other choices like that. The G Hughes is 60 calories. So if you look below that, where it says the Odang salad dressing only has 170 milligrams of sodium. If you're a person that's into controlling your sodium, you can look at that sodium. A lot of times, if you go to get dressing, just generally grab a bottle of Hidden Valley, right, or whatever. Just a general dressing that you would normally see on and look at the back and look at the sodium. 170 milligrams of sodium, that's low sodium for dressing. Normally sodium will be at least about 350. At least it'll be about 350. So, the bigger names that we've been getting all our lives that we grew up with in our house, Kraft and Hidden Valley and all that, like even they're light dressing. So it will be buttermilk ranch light dressing. It might be light in calories. The sodium is going to still be high as I don't know what. So just keep that in mind if you're concerned about sodium intake. And sodium is bad for several reasons. It retains water. It makes you feel bloated. So you don't want sodium in your system. A man shouldn't be taking in more than about 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day, a male. A woman shouldn't be taking in any more than about 1,700 milligrams a day. Anything over that, you're taking in too much sodium, because it will retain water. And if y'all know what retaining water does, it makes you bloated. So if you're looking at your stomach, you're like, why my stomach always so bloated? How much sodium are you taking in? Because that could be part of the problem. Is you taking in too much sodium and it's holding the water, right? So you see the G Hughes sugar-free choice, 310 milligrams of sodium. See, just that one right there. So that one's got 310, and this is a better dressing, and it still has 310 milligrams of sodium. So they aren't that low in calories, they aren't that low in sodium, but they are free of sugar and free of carbs. So if you're a keto person or you're a low carbs or no carb dieting kind of person, then that's a dressing that you might want to look at, because it has no carbs and it has no sugar. The Skinny Girl, you see the choices are this choice is the lowest in calories. The sodium ranges in the 200s, and that's milligrams. And it depends on which brand you get. Which flavor you get of most of these dressings. The sodium will change based on the flavor that you get. So keep that in mind as well. So we'll move this down here. So in reality, eating too much of anything is bound to make you feel bad, regardless of how good it tastes. So here, this scale, guys, in the description of this training video. So when you go to YouTube and look at this afterwards, and you look in the description, you'll see the link to go get this scale from on Amazon. Now, when you click that link, it's not going to just pull this scale up. It'll pull up several scales. So you can choose whatever scale you want. But this scale is less than 20 bucks, guys. Or you can go right to your local Walmart. They've got food scales right in Walmart that range anywhere from like $14.99 upwards to about 50 bucks. It depends on what kind you want. I have a $20 scale, guys. You don't need a fancy scale. Like you're not a restaurant. You're not preparing meals for other people other than your household. You don't need a big fancy scale. But weigh your food, you'll realize a lot of you not losing weight. The struggle with losing weight for a lot of people is not, they're fighting a different struggle than they need to be fighting. And I hope that makes sense. So you're trying to figure out how to lose weight, and some of the things that you're doing wrong are things that you're just not controlling certain things. Like you're not weighing your food, so you know how much you eat. You're getting a bag of snacks and you just pouring them in a bowl and you're eating them, and you're eating what's in the bowl, similar to eating out of a big plate. Where if you weighed, right, like it says on the back of the bag, it'll say, like most of the time, like let's take a snack. Generally a snack, whether it's almonds, whether it's cashews, whether it's potato chips, it doesn't matter what it is. If you look at your cabinet right now at a general snack in your cabinet, it's probably going to say that one serving is about 28 to 30 grams. That's what it's going to say on the back of the bag if you look at it. If you take a bowl, put it on your scale, and that little bowl, snack bowl that you use weighs X amount of grams, just take that off the top, right? So if that bowl weighs, 15 grams, that particular bowl, then you know that if you put 45 grams in a bowl, then that's the bowl plus the 30 grams, which is a serving. If you put a serving in that bowl and take it to wherever you're going to eat it at, your office desk, in front of the television, wherever you're going to do it, and just eat that, your brain will be fine with that. If you take the whole bag, you're going to eat until your stomach get tight. If you take the little snack bowl and eat it, you'll satisfy that little snack. Does that make sense? And remember, again, about tricking your brain. So guys, write this down if you're taking notes, right? It's always about tricking your brain, because your brain has certain things. It's like all of us, right? We got certain things that we want, that we like, and we're not satisfied until we get that thing, right? Your brain is the same way. Most of the time, what a snack is to your brain is either something sweet, or believe it or not, it's something that crunches. When you're snacking and it's crunching, it's like your brain gets that fulfillment. So there's other things you can do. Cucumbers, baby carrots, that when you're snacking on them, they're totally healthy. Not healthier, but totally healthy. When you're eating cucumbers or baby carrots, and they crunch. So your brain is getting that snack, but it's getting a healthy snack as opposed to potato chips or something else. Because even with like nuts, almonds, cashews, and I'm talking about raw ones, guys. Don't be getting all of these honey roasted nuts and dill pickle almonds and all that kind of stuff. Like I get it. I know they make them, guys. I know you might like them, but when you hear people say that nuts are, they talking about whole raw nuts. They talking about going to a store like a Whole Foods or somewhere like that has a dispenser where they're raw. Or if you get a company that has, like, they have them bagged, but they're raw. It says on there raw, no salt, no pepper. Look at the ingredients. I know that Jim Hicks had mentioned last week, and we're gonna make one of these sessions nothing but label reading, just so you guys know. So one of these trainings in this series is gonna be nothing but label reading, because reading labels are very important. If I go in my cabinet right now and get my peanut butter out, my peanut butter says peanuts. That's the ingredients. It don't say nothing but peanuts. All that other stuff that I can't spell is not in my peanut butter, because all it is stuff that's processing it. So when I open up my peanut butter, it's peanut butter, and then there's palm oil at the top. That if I turned it upside down, it will pour out. There's nothing but the peanuts and the oil, and I mix it up, stir it up before I use it, and then once you stir it up, once it's good. Same thing with my almond butter. My almond butter's got almonds, and then it's got the oil in there. It's got no salt, it's got no sugar, it's got no other ingredients in the ingredient area. So keep that in mind when you're eating things. Look at what you're eating to make sure that, like, because those are the things that's making us gain weight. We're not paying attention to that stuff. You know what I mean? We read the big stuff that the FDA, our shameful FDA, allows these companies to put on the bag that make us think stuff is healthy. The big labels, no GMO, keto friendly, paleo friendly, fat free, all this kind of stuff. And then all the trash is in a little in the bag. And they say, well, as long as it's only a little bit of trash, you can put it back there. But when you got a whole bunch of a little bit of trash, what you got, guys? A lot of trash. So that's yeah, it's garbage. Now you got garbage. You're eating garbage. So you just got to be careful. You got to be mindful when you're doing that stuff, and then weigh how much you eating. It says portion size of meat, a grilled or boiled chicken breast, lightly seasoned, is a great source of lean protein, but it should be about the size of your palm, roughly 6 to 8 ounces. Well, guess what? You don't have to weigh it, guys. I don't know who everybody is on here right now. I don't know who's on here right now, but I know y'all got $20 for a scale. Epidemic and all. You got $20 for a scale, you can weigh your food. Weigh it on there. Cook the chicken and then weigh it before you eat it. Because depending on the kind of chicken you get, the cheaper the chicken you get, the more water is going to be in it. So keep that in mind. So if you get really good, expensive grilled chicken breast and cook it, it's not going to cook down. So if you cook 20 ounces, it's going to probably cook down to about 16, 17 ounces. If it's bad chicken, meaning not bad like outdated, but bad like just not the top brand chicken, 20 ounces might cook down to 12 once that water cooks out of it. So just keep that in mind. That's why I say weigh it after you cook it, so you have more of an accurate weight of what you're eating. But if you eat 6 to 8 ounces, that's a good share of lean protein. It's got, you're not taking in no fat, you're taking just good protein, which is healthy for you. If you're a meat eater, if you're not a meat eater, then that's a whole other conversation. But weigh your meat, whether it be steak, whether it be chicken, it doesn't matter what it is, weigh it. You can also purchase a food scale picture below. We talked about that a little bit, and then ease up on the pasta. So you see it says below there, most people will probably agree that pasta is delicious, but a serving actually is about the size of your fist. That doesn't seem like much. Remember that pasta tends to fill you up quickly. Have you ever felt bloated after eating too much spaghetti? Then you probably ate more than a fistful. So another trick, right? Tricking your brain, guys. All about tricking your brain. Something else that you can do, trying to make sure I stay on time here. Something else that you can do is you can drink, like when it comes to water, we haven't got to the hydration chapter yet, but remember when it comes to drinking water, drink a glass of water. If you could drink 2 glasses, drink 2 glasses before you eat your meal. Because what you do is you put something in your stomach before you put the food, so you'll eat less because you'll get full quicker. Don't eat all your meal and then pour 2 glasses of water down your stomach afterwards, because now you're going to feel bloated and stuffed. So drink the water first. That way you control how much you eat. Now you eat less, because guess what? The water is no calories, right? So you put the water in your system first, and then manage how much food you take in based on that. So I want to make sure that I don't leave anything off of my category list here. All right, proper portions of meat, healthier salad dressings. So I'm gonna go to the next page here. Move this down. So we talked about investing in smaller dinnerware. We talked about your brain seeing it as smaller. Size matters. So we talked about that. So we covered that. You guys got any questions on any of that? You guys good? Good? All right. All right. So trusting the process and celebrating the small wins. And guys, this is important. Again, it goes back to mindset. If you got any questions, just throw them in the chat. Let me check the chat real quick. I think we're good there. Yes, yeah, we're good. So if you got any questions, just drop it in the chat. And I had said welcome everyone in the chat, but I never clicked enter, so y'all never saw it. So welcome. So when it comes to mindset, when I'm talking about trusting the process, celebrating the small wins, it's the same way in a business world, where a bunch of small wins will create confidence, and a bunch of small losses will create low self-esteem, right? It's the same thing here. Celebrate the small wins as you're looking to change your health. So it says not a single person out there goes from unhealthy to perfectly fit, overnight. It just doesn't happen. So it's going to take a process to get everything together. Everything has a process. You must trust the process. And it's basically asking you, could you imagine being out of shape and overweight? It's the example of the person that you eat bad, you got a sediment lifestyle, you don't exercise, you don't walk, you don't do anything, and you eat a salad and drink a Diet Coke and think you should be in shape. That's just ridiculous. And it's the same way the other way around. right? You can't have a healthy lifestyle and eat a slice of pizza or eat bad one day or say, hey, Thanksgiving, I'm gonna eat horrible on Thanksgiving, and then now you think you're gonna get out of shape. Or you're at Thanksgiving eating and your family says, how you eat like that and you look so good? Because I'm only eating like that today, right? So that's why, because your body is not going to change based on that one meal. You know, this is really like the same thing like any other 80-20, right? If you're doing the right thing 80% of the time, you're going to be in good standing when it comes to your health. So you can have your cheat days, and, you know, if you said, I just really love ice cream, you don't want on your cheat day, have ice cream, right? But trust the process and make sure that you're doing things in a manner that makes sense, and that, you know, some things are just reasonable things that you have to do. So you have a better chance catching COVID-19 3 times in 3 weeks on the 3rd day of the week, right? By thinking that you're going to eat a salad a week and drink a Diet Coke and be in shape, right? As bad as Diet Coke is for you, right? That's like you're almost better drinking sugar water than drinking Diet Coke, right? So it's just like, we just got to understand that, you know, making healthy choices is really what's important. Making flat out healthy choices. So understanding that in order to make any significant changes in your life or business, you must change your mindset, and then acknowledge that there's sometimes lengthy procedure or undertaking necessary to make those changes. We call that disciplining your disappointments, right? If you tell yourself you're gonna do it overnight and you don't, that's why you're disappointed. You can't disappoint yourself. So you have to let yourself know that there's a process. So once you decide that the change is a priority and gain knowledge required steps, you must then trust those steps. Trusting the process takes some faith and understanding in the time frame applicable to furnish said results. In the words of Master Po, teacher of Kai Chang Kane in the 1970s Kung Fu TV series, I'm telling my age here, right? Patience, young grasshopper, right? So you guys remember that? You guys still hear that? Patience, young grasshopper. You have to be patient when it comes to losing weight or gaining muscle or whatever kind of turnaround it is. Like, you know, trying to fend off diabetes. If that's what you know, it could be something that runs in your family. Whatever your health issue is, you have to know that it takes time. You have to do the right thing over and over again. So what is a possibility is creating small changes that lead to small victories. Those small victories will eventually graduate into larger ones. So the decision to commit to a healthy lifestyle is a huge step, but necessary. You should start your new journey off with a celebration. I'll give you guys some ideas of some things that you should be celebrating, you know, as small wins. So make sure you're realistic with yourself and know that there will be times that you will have to force yourself to get up, to get healthy. And sometimes it can be a real struggle. And, you know, the struggle won't last forever. I remember the days where it was like, I used to dread going to the gym. Like, I mean, like it used to, like, I didn't want to go. I would find any reason not to go. Now it's just the opposite. Now I've been going to the gym for over 5 years, but like, it's just the opposite. Like, it's a struggle for me to not go to the gym now. It's like, I know that my schedule is going to force me to not go to the gym 1 day a week. So I actually work out every day because I know I don't take a day off because I know I'm going to be forced to take a day off based on my schedule somewhere along the line. So I literally schedule to go to the gym every day. And then that day that comes and I'm like, you know what, there's too much going on. Like today, I didn't go to the gym today because I had a bunch of stuff going on this morning. Then I had to make sure my training was prepared and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go. Now, I might feel really bad in an hour or two, and I might go to the gym that's here where I live at. I have a gym downstairs that I can get to 24 hours, but I normally go to LA Fitness. So if I feel bad enough, I might go down there and go. If not, I might just this might just be my day off. But it was a time where I didn't want to go. And it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a time when you go down that aisle to pick up your water and you pass in the soda and you like, man, I really wish I could have a Coke or a Sprite or whatever kind of soda that you like to drink. And then it's going to be a time when that's going to change around when it's been so long and you've been doing the process for so long because you trust the process. Me, I can't even drink a soda. Like I couldn't drink a soda if I wanted to. Like a soda is so sweet to me that I couldn't even stand to drink a soda because I've been drinking water for so long that I don't even want a soda. I'm not even enticed to have soda. I don't drink anything but water. I don't drink Gatorade. I don't drink iced tea. I don't drink anything. The only beverage I consume is water. It took me a long time to stop drinking everything because you know how it goes. It goes from the really bad stuff. And you start cutting it down a little bit at a time, right? It goes from the soda to, okay, well, I'm gonna drink Gatorade and I'm gonna drink Powerade, and then you realize that really none of it is good for you. And eventually you get yourself down to just water. And I drink coffee, obviously. I'm not a tea drinker, so whenever I'm drinking anything, it's either water or coffee. And I don't drink flavored water because I don't like flavored water. So like some people can drink it. It's healthy to drink flavored water. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like the taste of it, so I don't drink it. You'll see in this book, I have in here a link to go buy the soda stream. Some people like the soda water, where it's got the bubble and the fizz because you're a soda drinker, so you like to drink the soda water. So you'll see when we talk about hydration, I'm gonna talk about the soda stream, and there's gonna be a link in the book that's gonna show you how to go in there and get that through Amazon if you wanna make your soda water at home and put flavoring in it. That way you're still drinking healthy water and you're not drinking soda. Does that make sense? And you're not drinking any sugar still. Because you gotta trick your brain with these different things. So here's some milestones that you should be celebrating. Working out 5 days in 1 week. Guys, working out does not mean you got to be hitting the machine for an hour and a half. Y'all watch too much TV and y'all watching too many people on Instagram. Like, it's so important, guys, that as much as I love social media and I would never want to lose it because there's so many things you can do with it positively. You can build your business. You can get in touch with people that you haven't seen for years. I'm able to constantly be in touch with my granddaughter, even though I'm 3 hours from her because of social media. So I don't ever want it to go away. But you got to be careful with social media because we watch stuff on social media that's ridiculous and we like feel bad about ourselves. Like, guys, I want y'all to be healthy. Like, you don't need to look like you're running a marathon unless you run marathons. Like, women, stop looking at these women that's on here looking like that for a living. That's how they look like that for a living. So if they look like that for a living and that ain't what you do for a living, quit trying to look like them because you don't have the time to do that. Because that's what they do for a living. You guys follow what I'm saying? If you're an Instagram model, then your job is to be modeling all day long. That's what you get paid to do. She can afford to model all day long and be in the gym for 2 or 3 hours and then go back later on for another 2 hours because she's getting paid to look good. If you don't get paid to look good, then you better do what you do to get paid. Not be trying to worry about how you're going to make yourself look like this girl and you're paying for operations so you can look like somebody who work out all day long because they get paid to do that. And the same thing with the men. Some of these men, they're personal trainers, they weight lift for a living, they're Olympian people, whatever they do for a living, they get paid to be in shape. So they're gonna do more of that than you would ever do because that's not what you do for a living. So your 8 hours a day is devoted to your business or your job or however many hours a day you work. Theirs is to being fit. So when you look at those people, you can look at them, but don't look at them and be like, I wish I looked like that, because no, you don't. you really don't, because they put in a different kind of work for a different reason than you are. So that guide is not good. So if you can work out 5 days a week, you don't have to be hitting it hard and heavy. If you hitting the machines 3 days a week and the other 2 days a week, you're doing a treadmill or elliptical or a spin bike or a pedal machine or anything like that. The fact that you're walking into a gym 5 days a week and working out at least 30 minutes, guys, that's a big deal. That's 2.5 hours a week you're devoting to your health, to getting your heart rate up, all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? So I want you guys to keep that in mind. If you can do that, then you should be celebrating that, because that's a milestone. Because being sedentary is bad. The worst thing you want to do is be a couch potato, right? Especially as you get up in age. I'm 45 years old. The older you get, the less you're going to be on that couch. I know you're thinking couch, retirement, older, get on the couch. No, the older you get, stay away from the couch. Yeah, stay away from the couch. So being active is a good thing. When you make the sacrifice and give up some of that time to work out and do it for 4 or 5 days, you should celebrate the achievement. So losing just 1 pound. Losing just 1 pound. You should celebrate that. And I only celebrate it by going to eat a marble cake, because you're going to gain the pound back. Don't celebrate it with junk food. Celebrate it by like giving yourself a high five. So it's just important, guys, to keep that in mind, that losing 1 pound is a big deal. What if you lost 1 pound a week? That's 4 pounds a month. What if your goal was to lose 10 pounds? That's 2.5 months. That's not a long time. But losing a pound is a big deal. So if you have a significant amount of weight to lose, it can seem like an uphill battle that can't be won. But guess what? It can absolutely be won. Remember that when you step on the scale, it goes down by one number because it's bound to happen eventually. And guys, like how you feel about weighing yourself, you got to figure out in your own brain how you want to do that. I weigh myself several times a day because I want to know what makes me go up and what makes me go down. So some people will say, oh, you shouldn't weigh yourself on the scale because it's just going to depress you. If weighing yourself depresses you, that means you need to lose weight. If you get on the scales put you in depression mode, then not weighing yourself is not going to solve that problem. Because the problem is not that you're weighing yourself, right? That's like what they were saying. Remember when COVID first hit, and they, some of the politicians were saying, well, we got the worst numbers because we keep testing. It's like, no, we got the worst numbers because we got the worst numbers, right? That many more people have COVID. That's what the problem is. The problem is not that we're testing. The problem is that we have it, right? So if you're weighing yourself and you're depressed, you're not depressed because you weighed yourself too much. You're depressed because you're not satisfied with your weight. So that means you probably need to do something about it. And again, you cannot increase or decrease what you do not track. And how do you track your weight? You gotta weigh yourself. You have to weigh yourself. So you need to have a scale to do that so you can be satisfied when you lose that pound. Every day, give or take, you're gonna fluctuate 3 or 4 pounds every day just because of water weight. So don't worry about that. So if you weigh yourself and you 150 and then you weigh yourself 4 hours later, you 154, you not gain 4 pounds in that couple of hours. Don't fool yourself. It's water weight. You fluctuate between 1 and 4 pounds throughout the day because of water and food and things of that nature. So that's just gonna happen. So don't be alarmed by that when you're weighing yourself. The truth is 1 pound is accomplishment. To compare it to something you can visualize, 1 pound of fat is the same volume as a pound of butter. So if you lose a pound, you look at a pound of butter, you lost that much weight when you lost a pound. Like you should celebrate that, right? So mindset tip. Let me move this out of the way. Working out consistently starts with consistently. Even if all you do is get on the treadmill to create a daily habit, you are winning. Keep that in mind, guys. You are winning. If you make it to that gym and all you do is get on that treadmill today, you're winning, right? So the best quality of life, right? Better quality of life is the last one we're going to look at as far as celebrating, right? Better quality of life. So it's common for those who are overweight to easily become out of breath doing everyday simple things. Now remember that myself, when I was 250, I would be out of breath doing simple stuff. When I was 250, it would be like I would have to get ready to tie my shoe. You should have to get ready. Like I used to have to get ready. Like, okay, I take a deep breath and then go down and tie my shoe while I hold my breath and then come up and then. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't be 40 years old getting ready to tie your shoe. Does that make sense? You should be able to just bend down and tie your shoe because you should be in shape enough to do that. Does that make sense? Getting your heart rate up, getting on that treadmill, doing things like that, that gets you in shape and you want to be in that place. So walking, climbing the stairs, even talking too quickly can turn into a case of heavy breathing. With daily exercise and more nutritional foods, your cardiovascular system will begin to heal. And if you are paying attention, it doesn't take forever. So when you finally finish that 60-minute workout without stopping, and your heart rate and breathing is at a normal high intensity level, it's time to celebrate. And you'll be able to tell when you get on that treadmill every day for 30 minutes or whatever, it gets easier. And you'll get off that treadmill after 30 minutes and be like, you know what, I'm not even that tired. I could have been on there longer than that, because your body starts to build up because you're doing those exercises that create a better health situation for yourself, right? So mapping out your healthcare plan, right? So you wouldn't go on a trip without a map, be it a paper one or a GPS device. So why would you commit to a healthier lifestyle without a plan? So it's easy for us to say, hey, New Year's coming around. Look, I'm gonna have a healthier lifestyle. I'm gonna do this different. I'm gonna do that different. We say that, and then we don't set up a plan. All we do is go get a gym membership. That's it. We go get the gym membership and we're like, okay, I got my gym membership. You don't change what you eat. You don't get a food scale. You don't put apps in your phone to guide you on how much water you're drinking. You don't put apps on your phone to guide on how much food you're taking in. You don't calculate anything. You don't do any of those things. So you're really not creating a roadmap. So just like you make up a shopping list before you head to the grocery store, and for those that are saying I don't do that, you should be. You should have a grocery list when you go to the store for several reasons. One, because you should have a budget. Two, so that you're not buying stuff that you shouldn't be buying that's not healthy for you. And three, so you're not in the grocery store for 2 hours. So I know you ain't the lady on here or the man on here that's in the grocery store that I go down the aisle. You in every aisle. You go down because you zigzag in the aisle because you don't even know what you want. So you go down every aisle in the grocery store and see if you see something that you need. Instead of you having a list and going to the grocery store and being in there and out of there, right? So in Florida, we've got, this is a side note, right? In Florida, we've got the, this is a time management tip for y'all. We have the Walmarts, the small Walmarts too. I don't know if y'all have one y'all at. So we've got the neighborhood Walmarts, which are green. So it's a green Walmart. It's smaller, and it don't have all of the clothes and all of the home goods and office goods, all of that stuff that they sell in Walmart, the superstore that is not food. They don't have any of that in the small Walmart. All they have is the pharmacy and like food stuff, the regular food aisles. A lot of times I'll go to that Walmart because it cuts down on my time. It's less people in there, the lines aren't long, and it's not as big of a store to walk through. So when you make a list, if everything on your list you can get out the smaller Walmart, go to the smaller Walmart. It'll save you some time. And it'll save you, it'll keep you from being enticed by stuff that you don't need to be seeing in the bigger Walmart, right? So it's better to go to the smaller ones. So I do go to the neighborhood Walmarts when it's stuff that I can get from there. And most of the time I'm going to Walmart, I can go there because I very rarely I'm going to those other sections. I just don't do that a lot. So just keep that in mind. So it's not it's just not feasible to go about an overhaul of your life without a game plan. So where are you going to eat? What exercise program will you follow? What will you be giving up in search of a healthier you? So there are so many things to consider before beginning your journey, and mapping it all out is a great way to organize your thoughts. So remember that a failure to plan is what, guys? You're planning to fail. We already know that, right? And because y'all know personal development. If you want the new lifestyle to be a success. So here are a few ways to map out your success. So I got just a couple of different tips you can use. Establish a daily schedule. So the days go by quickly, and it's easy to get sucked into doing something other than what you want to do, right? So write down a schedule for each day of the week and incorporate the times you'll be exercising, meal prepping, and cataloging. And something else, guys, I'm gonna do a training on. Once I get a little bit better at it myself, though, I've downloaded, because I've been trying to journal for years, and I always go in and out of it. I'll journal for maybe a month and then I'll stop because I'll get overwhelmed with other stuff I'm doing and I won't keep writing in there. So I was watching one of my programs that I watch, old program. Well, it's not old, but I watch the old ones. NCIS. I'm an NCIS fan, right? So on one of the episodes of NCIS, one of the ladies on there had a video diary. And when I saw it on there, I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I went online and researched some of the video diaries. And I know y'all can't see it on my phone because you probably can't see, but I've got an app on my phone called Day One. It's a video journal called Day One. You can do your journal on here and you can talk. So instead of me writing in a journal, I can open up my app, my Day One journal app like that. And then I can go to the day, and then I can hit notes and hit microphone, and I can talk. And it types out all of what I'm saying for my journal, and it's in there that way. And if you're saying, well, I like to have it in front of me, well, then print it off. You can print off what you wrote down and put it inside of a little book if you want to, so that you have it typed out, but in a book if you want it physically there. But to me, it's easier because writing in a journal, sometimes I shouldn't say I can't, it's not the right word to say, but I always get overwhelmed and I won't do it, but I will talk into that microphone every day. So now I've set time before I go to bed every day. I set about 10 to 15 minutes every night before I lay down to talk into that journal, to journal how my day was. Because that's how you can, and journaling is important when you're on a weight loss train, if you're on a getting healthy train, if you're saying I'm gonna change my lifestyle to a healthy lifestyle, being able to journal is important. And let me go to this chat real quick, and I'm gonna type that in there. It's called Day One. And it's a free app, guys. They're gonna try to sell you stuff. If you want to buy it, but it's a free app. You don't have to buy anything. Day One video journal. All right. So that's there. And it's going to also be, if you go back and look at this recording, it'll also be in the description on YouTube as well. So I'll put that, when I put the description together for the YouTube video, I'll have a link to the app where you can click on it if you're on your phone, and it'll take you to the app store on your phone. And I'll have it for Android, and I'll have it for iPhone, and I'll do the same thing with the My Fitness Pal app. So that those are there, so you guys can download those. So establishing your exercise and your meal prepping and your cataloging, your meals, macros, caloric intake, and proteins, etc. All those things. You want those things to be on a schedule. You want them to be planned out so that you can make sure you're doing them. So know what time you're exercising. Like me, I don't always know what time I'm exercising, but I'm at a point where I know I'm exercising every day. I know I'm going to the gym every day. I don't necessarily have a time, but I get there every day. You may need to have a time, based on your job or your kids or whatever your household situation is. Again, I live by myself, so a lot of my stuff is kind of like, a lot of my stuff I fly by the seat of my pants because it's a habit, so I know I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to do it, and I don't have anything stopping me because I'm not dropping kids off at school or picking kids up or going to basketball games. I'm not doing any of that stuff. My kids are grown, except for the one that, that's in and out of my house because he's with his mom or he's with me. So that's a different scenario. But exercising needs to be on the schedule. Meal prepping, so you're not reaching for the wrong thing, especially if you got a house full of people and it is bad things in your house that you don't want to eat. So do your meal prepping so that you got those little meals. Like I always have a salad. Like there's always a salad in my refrigerator. When I finish eating my salad, I make another big salad. I have a big bowl, then I make a big salad, and I can always go in my refrigerator at any time and grab a salad out of there and throw one of my dressings on top of it and eat it, because you want healthy stuff to be convenient. Because what is convenient all the time is processed food that's bad for you. Right? That's why they call it a convenient food store, right? Those things are always convenient for you. So you want to have healthy things convenient. Those baby carrots that I buy, guys, you can go to the grocery store. And again, I'll put that in the description. In this YouTube video, I'll put it in the description. I get the bags of baby carrots. You can get them sliced up like dimes. You can get them like just like the baby carrots, where they're just like small little carrots in a bag. You can get them from Walmart, you can get them from Publix, any grocery store you go to. And I eat those, I snack on those. Sometimes I dip them in hummus, because I eat a lot of hummus. So sometimes I'll take the carrots and I'll put them in hummus. Sometimes I'll just eat them by themselves. It just depends on whatever mood I'm in. But that's a healthy snack. So if I'm hungry and I want to eat something, it's very inconvenient to have to make something healthy to eat. It's easier to grab a bag of bad chips out the cabinet. So that's why I have the cucumber slices and things like that. So cucumbers, skin them, right? You can skin them or don't skin them. That's totally up to you. I leave the skin on mine. I just slice them. If you don't like the skin, then get you a peeler and peel it first. But you can cut them up. Slice them, or your cucumber up, and put them in a bowl, a nice like Tupperware or a Pyrex bowl, whatever you keep your stuff in. I put salt and pepper. I put cracked pepper on my cucumber slices. And I also put kosher salt on there. I use you can use whatever. You can use Himalayan pink salt if you want to. Whatever salt you use, put a little bit on there. If you don't want to put anything on there, don't put anything on there. Sometimes I pour dressing on them. I'll take them and I'll lay them on a chopping board, like one of my little chopping boards, and I'll take like maybe some honey Dijon or poppy seed dressing, and I'll drizzle it on the cucumbers, and then I'll eat the cucumbers as a snack. Cucumbers, guys, are like, you can eat a whole cucumber, guys, and it's like 19 calories for a whole cucumber. And I might be overstating. That might be too many calories. Like, cucumbers are very low in calories, and they're mostly water. And you will hear me talk about cucumbers more on the water, on the hydration chapter in the book. But cucumbers, zucchinis, all of those things, they're all like water-based vegetables, or what they call them. They got, they prepare like a vegetable, but they're really fruits. but they prepare like vegetables. So zucchinis and watermelon and cucumber, like have snacky stuff that are healthy things that you can grab really easy especially if you work from home, especially if you're going on a road trip. So when I go to drive somewhere, guys, what do I have in my backpack? Ziploc bags, and I've got snacks in them. And I'm going to talk about that in one of the chapters, right? I'll put my baby carrots in a Ziploc bag. I'll put cucumber slices in a Ziploc bag. I always got cashews with me and almonds and pecans and all that kind of stuff. I don't stop when I'm driving somewhere and go to a place to get some bad food, unless it's a cheat day and I'm going to a restaurant because I want to go there. But I don't do it out of hunger. I don't go in the gas station. Like, stay out the gas station, guys. Stay out the gas station. When you go to get gas, pump your gas at the gas pump and go and pull off. Ain't nothing. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing in the gas station good. Nothing. Not even the restroom. Don't go to the gas station for nothing. Get your gas and go. All the snacks are bad. All the food that they cooking in there is processed and bad for you. It's just not a good place to be. So, like, stay out the gas station, even the truck stops, all that stuff. Stay out of there unless you're doing CDLP and you're going to the truck stop and talk to a truck. All right. So stay away from all that stuff. So meal prep is good for that reason. So sort of like healthy habits to-do list, the best, do your best to stick to that schedule and say goodbye to unproductive days when it comes to being in shape. Like, know what exercise you're doing when you go to the gym. If you're going to do back today, know that. Know you're going to do leg. Don't walk in the gym like, okay, what am I going to do today? Know if you're doing abs. Have that prepared ahead of time so when you go to the gym, you can work out and you can get out of there and you don't take so much out of your day that it's overwhelming and you stop going to the gym, right? Yes or yes? You guys follow me? All right. So exercise goals. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on a second. Well, I got to move this stuff out my way. I got so much stuff on the screen. All right. So exercise goals. If your goal is to run a marathon, then you need to first know how far you can currently run, and then work your way up in increments to reach your ultimate goal. So as the saying goes, you can't increase or decrease what you do not track, right? We said that in the beginning of the training. Once a plan is established, push yourself a little bit more each week until you have reached and sustained your goal. Even then, why not start all over with a brand new goal? So when you get on that treadmill, guys, and you're doing 30 minutes on the treadmill, like, push it up to 35 minutes or put a little incline on it. Like gradually build yourself up. You don't have to like do it all at one time. Gradually build yourself up and you'll see that your body starts to create higher stamina, right? So dietary needs. Never leave what you are going to eat up to chance. Plan your meals ahead of time for the entire week if possible. When you've planned it out, you won't fall victim to fast food, takeout, or other quick temptations. Also, don't forget to incorporate healthy snacks, right? So now let's talk about tracking your success, and we're going to go to MyFitnessPal, right? So having a convenient way to track your success will keep you motivated and excited while on this health journey. Me and my team use MyFitnessPal by Under Armour in order to stay focused on our health goals. The best thing about it is the app is free. So make sure I got everything tracked. Okay, so this is going to be the last thing here we're going to be going over here. So it says MyFitnessPal. Move this up. MyFitnessPal mobile app by Under Armour. So study after study has confirmed the benefits of keeping track of the food you eat and the activity you do. It's simple. The more consistently you track your food intake, the more likely you are to lose weight. That's why every successful weight management program suggests that you keep a food diary and or an activity log. Recording everything you eat without the right tools can be tedious at best or simply impossible at worst. So we want the MyFitnessPal to make things convenient for you, right? So we focus on making sure that we can log your meals in as quickly and easy as possible. That's the statement from MyFitnessPal, letting you know kind of why they have that there. So
MyFitnessPal.
Okay, MyFitnessPal. Okay, good. All right. I don't know what that mess was. All right, so MyFitnessPal, again, I use it on the phone, guys, but I'm bringing it up on the computer so that you guys can see, obviously, so I can screen share it for you guys. I never really get on a computer unless I'm just on my computer doing something and I'm already in that work mode on the computer, and I'll just update some things here that way. But about 90% of the time, I use the cell phone app. So make sure you download the app. It's free, but you can do all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to kind of show you some different things that you can do with it. So here, this is like the home page. You can put your calories up there and everything. And you got your people down here that's commenting on different things. It's a community and everything too. So they have all those things that you can do with the community. So you got home, you got goals, all this kind of stuff. So on my home, right, I'm gonna go here to goals. So on goals, you can put your goals whatever you want. So I got on here 2,900 calories a day. That's me. But I normally burn about 600 to 700 calories a day during my workout. I walk for an hour and I work out for an hour and a half. So I normally burn 600 to 700 calories. So I end up, my caloric intake ends up being about 2,200 a day, which is decent for a male. Women normally, and it depends on what you're trying to do. So it's really, generally speaking, women normally take in somewhere between 1,300 and 1,600 calories a day. But it depends on what you got going on. Are you trying to gain weight? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to build muscle? So all that can change. I'm just telling you generally speaking. So you can set your goals up. I got different things like in there, my carbs, how much fat I'm looking to take. So when I'm eating things and I'm putting them in the app, if I go over 98 grams of fat, it lets me know that. It messages me and lets me know that I went over that. 293 grams of protein, 220 grams of carbs, right? So if you want to customize some different daily stuff, which I never do, you can buy into the premium and do that. But I've been using this app since 2012, guys, and you don't need to do that. You really don't need to customize that like all the other things. Like there's a lot of stuff you can customize without going into that. And I'll show you some of the stuff here. So calories by meal. You don't have to do calories by meal. You can do your total calories, and everything you put in there is letting you know the calories anyway. You don't have to set it up by meal like this and charge for that, because there's a way to do it by meal without going into that service. So again, don't buy into that stuff, because you really don't have to buy into it. So I just want you guys to make sure you guys understand that, so that y'all not buying into something y'all have to buy into. So hold on, move this out a little bit. Okay, so you see I got 6 workouts a week, burning 3,600 calories a week, minutes per workout, 150 a day. You can edit all your stuff to say whatever you want. See over here, it's got micronutrients. I got in here, saturated fat, 15 grams. Polyunsaturated, 22 grams. That's my limit that I'm willing to take in. Mono, 44. Trans fats, 3. Cholesterol, 300. Sodium, 2,000. Potassium, 3,500. Fiber, 389. Sugar, 37.5 grams of sugar, and that's real sugar. I try not to take in any processed sugar, right? Vitamin A, C, calcium, iron. So that's my setup. You can hit edit and you can change that to whatever you want. So I would suggest you to go online and say, hey, I am Black, white, Latin, female. I weigh this much. How much sugar intake is healthy for me? And then whatever that is, put that in your category and try not to go over that. If you go over that amount of sugar, it'll let you know that you went over that amount of sugar, if that makes sense. And if you can see me and you're wondering why I'm not looking at, why I don't look like I'm looking at y'all, because I'm looking at a different screen. I got more than one screen in my office. So just kind of keep that in mind. Hold on. So that's why I'm looking over here, because I'm looking at the screen where this app is at on my computer. So so let's go to something that's going to be important for you guys. Food, right? So on food, you got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. You can change that. You can put all snacks. You can put, like some of y'all might be on OMA, which is 1 meal a day. If you're only on 1 meal a day, you can put that 1 meal a day there and then put snacks, all snacks. So you don't have to have it breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And I'll show you where you can edit that and change that, and you don't have to have a paid version to do that. Right? So you can put your food in here through the scan bar on your phone. So when you scan something, so let me see, database, my foods. Okay, so matching meals. So I went to my meals, right? These are all things that I've either created or put in the system. Yellowfin tuna, white cheddar, meal snack. So what is that? That is, I use yellowfin tuna, I use a white cheddar rice cake and a little bit of light mayo, and I make a snack. So you can make, if you create something, whether it be an actual full recipe like a cucumber salad or just a snack you put together, you can put that together and put it in here. That way, whenever you eat it, all you do is click on it and it puts the calories up there. You don't have to enter all of this stuff every time. So all you got to do is enter it one time on the cell phone app. And once you enter it and create that meal, all you got to do is go to that meal and click on it because that's what you're about to eat. And it'll calculate everything and put it in your system. And now you know how many it was. You see, it says pre-workout drink with beet extract. So whenever I do my pre-workout with my beet extract, I just click on that and it puts how many calories and nutrients and things that are in it. Supplements and vitamins. All your supplements and vitamins that you take daily, scan it. Take your phone, scan it when you got MyFitnessPal pulled up, and it'll pull all those in there. Then you can go and put create meal. And if you know that you got your multivitamin cocktail that you do every day, right? Whatever drugs it is that you're taking, create a meal. And then just go there and click supplements and vitamins meal. And it's going to put all of those right into your daily thing for the day. And you're not adding them one at a time because we want it to be convenient for you, right? Banana, spinach, egg, pre-workout smoothie. I created that. I put it in here. Shrimp and cauliflower rice with egg and Normandy vegetables. I created that. I put it in here. You can do all that. They even have places that you can go to for recipes. So these are all recipes that I have in here that I've created that I can just click on. My fasting protein low carb drink, oats and banana protein smoothie, my kava salad bowl, green kale protein smoothie. So I've got all these different things here that I've added time over time, and I can, whenever I go to eat that, boom, I can click on it and eat it. See where this says 8 eggs with no yolk and red potatoes? So that's a meal I'll make with 8 eggs and red potatoes, and that's a big meal. It's not something that I eat one time. I'll make that and put that in a bowl, and that might last me 2 or 3 days. I'll eat a little bit at a time, and every time I eat some more of it, I weigh it. I'll put it in a bowl, I'll throw it on my scale, and I weigh it, and then I know how much I ate. So that's something that you can do, and it looks on here. It looks a little bit more complicated than it does on a cell phone. On a cell phone app, it's more convenient to do all of these things, but on here, it's got everything here. So for recipes, let's say, for instance, you have a recipe that's on a website that you want to use, right? All you got to do is grab the URL from the website and drop it here and click import recipe. It'll pull a recipe right into MyFitnessPal for you. You don't have to go in there and do it. So if you have if you want to do it manually, where it says add recipe manually, you can click that and add one manually, but you can also go right to the URL and click it right from there, and it'll put it in there, or you can enter a new recipe here, right? And it's got a recipe calculator here to find out how many calories are in a recipe. So these are all things that makes it very convenient for you to be able to stay on track and know what you're eating and calculate what you're eating and all those different things. So let me see something here. Okay, so this is so I'll go and get salmon, and I scan the barcode and I put the salmon in here. You see that when I click on the salmon? What happens over here on the right hand side? 1 serving, right? 0.94, that's almost a pound. 290 calories, 21 grams of fat, 5 saturated fat, 6 poly, 9 mono, 60 milligrams of cholesterol, 510 potassium milligrams, 75 milligrams of sodium, 24 grams of protein. It's telling me everything is in it. When I eat that, I click that on my app. When I click it, it's going to enter it on my app when I click it. If I say that's what I'm eating today, click it. If the size is different, so say I'm going to eat a half a pound, not a whole pound. All I got to do is this bar right here where it says 0.94. All I got to do is click that and change it to a half a pound, right? Or I can go here to servings and I can change it to a half a serving. If a serving is going to be 94, I can say a half a serving, and it'll basically be a half a pound. Does that make sense? And it's going to change these numbers to comply with that. Greek yogurt. If I put that in there, this is a Greek yogurt bar that I eat every now and then, right? 1 serving is 1 bar. If I go to eat that bar, when I click on that bar on my app, it lets me know how many calories it is I'm taking in right now, sodium, potassium, right? Monosaturated fats, total fats. It's gonna tell me everything. Carbs in the bar, everything is gonna be there. All you gotta do to get that bar in there, you don't have to enter all of this. All you gotta do is when you open your cell phone app, hit add food and scan the cereal, the barcode on the bar. And it pulls all that in the system. It does all of that for you guys, so you don't have to worry about entering these things in. So you don't need to be computer savvy. All you gotta do is know how to hit a button on your phone to scan. That's it. And scan means open up your camera. So when you go to the MyFitnessPal app, there's gonna be something that says use barcode. When you click that button, it opens up the camera on your phone. And all you gotta do is put that light over the scan bar on that item, and it's gonna pull all the nutrients, all of the calories, all that stuff in there. If you want to create something, you click create food, and you can put whatever you want to put in there. If you got something that you're putting together yourself, like I said, if you want to put together a salad or something and you know what's in there, you can add all those things in there yourself and make sure you're doing that stuff. So when it comes to exercising, you can put exercises in here as well. You can use just like the general stuff that they have, or you can add your own exercises down here. You can add an exercise and you can put push-ups or pull-ups and how many sets and how many reps and how much weight it is. If you want to do that, you can put that stuff in there. Why is that important? Because if you go to the gym and you do legs, right? If you have all those leg exercises in here, you just go in here and click which ones you did today, and it'll let you know how many calories you burnt doing that. Now, if you got, I have an Apple Watch that calculates certain things for me. If you might have Fitbit or something like that, that's doing that stuff. If you're gonna do it with that, then that's totally fine. But if you want to use this, you can do that. You can put how much running and walking you're doing in here. You can put hiking. If you're doing hiking, you can put that in here, right? So all of those things can be done right here in the app. This is you just putting in your daily stuff. So whatever you weigh every day, you can put what you weigh, and it'll show you how your weight is going up and down on a day-to-day basis. If you want to track that. If you don't want to track it, guys, don't worry about it. But if you want to track it, you can track it here. So you can choose a report. You can do weight. You can do the size of your neck, the size of your waist, the size of your hips, right? Net calories, individual calories, carbs, fats, calcium, iron. You can track all of these different things to find out how much you're eating on a day-to-day. Trans fat consumed, right? If I change it to calories, it's got 2930. If I change my calories tomorrow to 28 and document that, and then change it to 26 the next day and document that, then 31 next day, it's going to show that graph showing my calories going up and down. And then the bottom shows what dates it went up and down. So this is how you can track everything that's going on. I normally keep it on weight for myself, right? Because right now I'm on a weight loss that I'm trying to lose, 7 pounds right now. So I'm on a weight thing, so that's why I have it on here. But you can do whatever you want. And if you need to pull it off, boom, export. Click export, and now you can print stuff off, put it into a chart and print stuff off. So they got blogs here. So I know some of y'all like to be able to get information about certain things. So you can click on blog, and they got all kind of blogs down here, guys, that you guys can get involved in when it comes to certain things. Because you might be aerobics. Like this says 21 grams of protein and 12 clever ways to convince yourself to work out. 5 tips for hitting goals faster, virtual accountability partners. So you got all these different things that you can get involved in through this app for free, guys, like these blogs and stuff like this. And you even have other educational like groups that you can get involved in. So I click on community. Down here, you got groups that you can join. Fitbit users, low calorie daily forum, recipe swaps, clean eating group, not that heavy girls group, eat more to weigh less groups. You can join these groups, and some of them even have a Facebook page. So you can join the group, and then it'll say, click here to join the Facebook page. And then they have a Facebook group as well that you can get involved in. And you can be in these groups and do certain things. You got all this stuff down here, main forums. So introduce yourself. You got all these different forums that you can get in where it's communities talking about different things. So these are all things that you have access to. Again, doesn't cost you anything to get involved in those things because it's all part of the Under Armour MyFitnessPal app. You can find members, like these other people that I work with in Legal Shield that are in here, that you can click on to find them, and you can friend them and you can talk to them. So you can go to mail, and you got like where you can message people and they message you back, and you got your own like kind of like an email in here for free, where you're messaging people back on MyPal, and you can do all of that stuff here as well, all for free. So let me see something real quick. Okay, so right here where it says mail, if I click mail, anybody that I'm talking to, like this is one lady, me and her go back and forth all the time. She's in Canada. Me and her go back and forth all the time about all kind of different stuff because she's Canadian, right? And she helps me out with a lot of stuff. So this is like, whenever I'm talking to her, I can go here and click on it, and I can have a conversation where and message her. And then when she messages back, it goes to my notifications. I click it, and I got my own little inbox thing where I can send messages to people, right? If somebody, like for the women, if you're getting stalked by some guy that think you hot, you can go right here and block them, right? Block your users. So whatever you need to do, but you can message people back and forth in here and do all of that stuff, again, guys, at no cost. It's just part of the MyFitnessPal app. To have those different things. So you got food, you got exercise, you got all these different things that you can float around and deal with, and it makes everything convenient for you to be able to go in there and do it. The app right down here, water consumption, right? So if you have a cup of water, you click 1 cup and you go ahead and add it. Boom, add. That's 1 cup, right? If you add 2 cups, you add 2 cups. That's the quick add. If you had 6 cups and you're just now getting to it for the day, you just go in there and hit 6 and hit enter. That's all you need to do. But they got the little quick cups here that you can add. And this is you keeping track of how much water you had. So every time you have a glass of water, you go to your app and click it, boom, and do it. They also have water apps. So we were talking about, we get to the hydration chapter, where they got apps that you can put on your phone, and it'll let you know when it's time to drink water. And once you drink the water, you can go here and add that you had water. So however you need to do it, guys, to keep track of what you got going on, that's what I would suggest that you do. So I'm gonna go ahead and end with that. I'm gonna go back here and unstop my share. All right, so that's it for this chapter for this evening. So I was able to get everything covered. I'm trying to do better at getting all my bullet points covered because I do a lot of talking in between. So that is healthier dressings, proper portions of meat, trusting the process, celebrating small wins, establishing a daily schedule, tracking your success, and utilizing the MyFitnessPal mobile app. That's what we went over today. So I want you guys to you can go back and look at the video. It'll probably be up and running tomorrow. I'll